once again, how do you even start this? Like, how can I even say hi, how are you all?
No.
When we just need to get it out there. Taylor Swift is releasing a new fucking
The scream that I scrummed last night as that happened. I'm not like a very vocal person.
Right.
Like, I don't laugh at TV shows. I don't really do that.
I feel you.
I scrummed.
You scrubbed?
Like,
I sobbed.
cried. Yeah,
I
that's on
sobbed.
par.
That is pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I might be brave and like allow you to post the video. I sent it to you.
There's a video?
Jake recorded me. So Jake, my fiance, I love him to death, like knows when things like this go. Like, you never responded to the video, and I was like, I'm not gonna like.
I think I was like, probably on the floor, like, not
100%.
well. Oh my god, I didn't even watch.
Missed it.
Right now backstage. Thank you, I love you.
I didn't even get the beginning.
Clutch. Speechless.
Okay.
He was there.
He's learned.
This is amazing. This is going in
You
there.
had no. It's gotta go in there.
Oh my god. Oh my
I can't
god.
believe you didn't see that.
I think I was doing the exact same thing, and I just like was just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Thank God that I got to see that live.
That was amazing.
Anyway, I think my fiance, after like these years of knowing my craziness, has learned that like if there's anything where it seems like Taylor is going to announce something, honestly not even Taylor, like anything that I obsess with, if something like big is happening, I'm crying. And
Yeah,
he's
totally.
pulling out a camera and he's recording me.
That is so fair.
Still have not gotten to anything
Why
of
we're here.
substance, like
No.
why we're here.
No.
We're just here to get out our thoughts, our feelings, our reactions, because we don't do this often
No.
anymore.
No, like we just recorded our reaction to Paradise by Lana Del Rey,
Go check
and
that
we've been
out.
on a Lana kick. We said at the very end, if
No,
and
you
if-
need to clip that back in
Exactly.
here. You need to clip that in here. So unless Taylor Swift is going to be dropping that announcement for Reputation, Lana will be again our next video.
and the fact that like,
No,
I shouldn't even say TS11 wasn't on our radar because it kind of was.
because it was. Clip that in here too.
This is not okay.
It's so fucked up.
We have 1989. But then what, is there something in the middle? Is it TS11 in between Reputation?
Kara.
No.
Kara.
No.
Kara.
No.
You heard it here, folks. What is going to be Speak Now? Like what she did Fearless, Red, Midnights. We're going to get Speak Now, 1989, TS11, and then Reputation debut, and then she's fucking free to go.
But like all of the signs pointed to, which we'll get to all the signs, it pointed to Rep TV.
Oh, of course.
Of course, and we're all waiting for it. She teased it. She lied. All because she lied to us.
Obviously, we have to start from the very beginning.
Let's start from the very beginning, which was.
Did you know that it was going to be if she won like her 13th Grammy?
I think I did see that online
Okay.
at some point.
I had no idea until the words
Historic.
were out of her mouth, and it was too late in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was like my other thought. Let's think of like the planning of this. This is
Okay.
where we'll organize ourselves. We'll
Okay.
think of the planning. Like, she had to have known with the Grammys coming up that like one of these wins was going to be her 13th.
Yeah.
And is that where she was like, okay, I'll throw in the new album? Like, once again, with the chicken or the egg?
I just need to know her planning process in general.
Of course.
Like, we will get to the Easter eggs of it all. Like, the things that she thinks about and plans and how it works out. And if it didn't work out, what would you do?
Right?
Like, if she didn't win anything at all,
We were not getting this album.
how was
announcement.
she gonna do this? How was the clock moving? Again, we'll get to this.
Right, we
But
will.
like, you probably already know. But it's like, how does everything line up? And that's why I said to you, I was like, she must know, because she is the recording academy industry, like she is the music industry. She has to have some kind of inside knowledge.
Like, one would think, right now, is that inside knowledge as vague as you're winning something tonight?
Right.
Because, as you were saying before, not to anybody here, it's just to us and our other friend, is like, she looked genuinely surprised for at least the album of the year.
100%.
We will get to Just kidding, guys.
This is everything you're gonna see in this video.
Right, so we're just like, once again, like, just thinking about her brain, and just,
Yes.
we'll never know.
It's fascinating. I did a little outline because
No,
we
I
are
love-
very chaotic, and I knew that this was gonna happen.
Of
So
course.
let's start.
No, please keep us on track.
Let's stay on track. So, as I mentioned, we were kind of suspicious of something happening in February
Yes.
because of the Carmen music video.
Wasn't there like a timeline too, where it's like the 120
Oh, the 112 days.
Or, I'm sorry,
Yes,
112.
I can't even speak to that because that is just like math, numbers, that's not
Above
for
our
me.
pay grade?
Above my pay grade. We were highly suspicious also that tour is starting in February. Would something happen?
Right. Well,
Hello.
people were expecting like maybe Reputation announcement.
Drop.
If not even at the Grammys, it would be at Tokyo, which is this weekend. Right. So February, regardless of Grammys, not Grammys concert,
Right.
February was kind of like the month to keep our eye on.
Right. Sunday, I'm out and about, and I see my phone blowing up. The lovely people on our Instagram, you reached out. She changed her profile picture.
Yes. And I will say, I learned that from our lovely friends at Tay Learning.
There you go.
They posted a
And
TikTok.
guys, I swear this is not like retroactively me saying this. I thought everyone's like, it's changed to black and white. I was like, guys, it's kind of like sepia. It's not exactly black and white. It's not giving me Reputation. Like, it's giving Reputation in the sense that it is like blacked out and a different color change. But at first thought, I was like, it looked kind of brown. It's a little tinty.
So my first thought wasn't about the coloring, but I will say my first thought was, this is not giving me Reputation vibes.
Right.
I will say, okay, this is interesting, but like, who am I? Maybe it's
Right,
her
maybe
version.
it's the Taylor version.
Exactly.
That's why I glossed over it. I was like, all right, maybe I'm just thinking too hard.
Our brains could not fathom.
Could not fathom anything other than Reputation. And then the bitch's site broke.
No.
Like, this is all happening in one day.
If you're happening with like a span of like 2 hours.
It was, yeah. It was, and then you need a password to get in. The error was not real.
Right, it wasn't even
Taylor
like
Nation liked the tweet saying it wasn't real, so they were confirming that this was on purpose. The code, or like the error code, was DPT321. Now we know.
Now we know
It's something.
relation to the title of this new album. But once again, the site was black.
The site was black. People went into the code and they saw.
Okay, I hate people that do that.
Me
Like,
too.
I get it.
Like, let the websites be the sites. Like, you can't hide anything
right,
in there.
like let
I know.
Taylor announce it when she's ready.
I agree. Yeah, and there were some things hidden in there. One was like, oh no, it's something, the jumbled word spelled red herring. So many theories. People are like, the Grammys are the distraction for, she's just gonna drop Rep TV at the end of the night.
No, the way we swore we were getting Reputation Taylor's version.
I sobbed at that tweet that was like, she's wearing white because her reputation's finally clean. I was like, that just moved me to tears.
No, I was like, what? You could not make more sense to me if you tried.
Right.
Let's move on to like her coming to the Grammys. Is there anything else you needed to say before
I think
that?
that was it.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about her showing up to the Grammys. Let's talk about the outfit, our thoughts, our feelings when that was happening.
Yes.
I was surprised.
Me too.
I was shocked.
Me too.
White.
White.
Stunning, ethereal, glorious white.
Yeah.
With black accent.
Yeah.
No. Gloves.
The gloves. Yeah.
The necklace, the choker, the clock.
The clock.
The way that the dress fit her body.
Yeah.
Like, I just love that style now where it's kind of, you know, it like holds you up. Yes, the corset tight in, holds you up.
Skirt.
The ruching, the slit. It was just everything.
It was bridal.
One thing I will say we did not like was the hair.
Oh.
The hair wasn't it for me.
No, but one thing I'll say is that she's committed. She's committed to the baby braid. We couldn't. She pulls it off. Like, we tried.
We tried for this video to put any type of braiding in her hair.
It's not our look. I'm not. Maybe it's.
Maybe it's nobody's
hers.
look.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I can say
no,
it.
I know.
It's nobody's look. It's just the hair did not match the dress.
No,
you can't have that stunning, gorgeous, fabulous dress.
No.
And then your hair look like a second thought.
One of my favorite accounts on Instagram is Taylor Swift Styled.
Of course.
I love her. I always talk about her. But she has the best captions. She doesn't like it, she's gonna tell you.
That's what we need.
And just like, let me read you, like, obviously all credit goes to her. It is a look that falls on an Easter egg's sharpened sword.
Ooh.
Like, she's so committed to the Easter egg that it actually doesn't look good.
Yeah. Wow.
Right? Like, just like that.
I know.
It was so good. There was a very lengthy caption, but like, when I read that, I was like, that is so true. She was so committed to, like...
But like, what's the hair got to do with it?
Yeah, it was raining. It was raining.
You're right. It was like a torrential. It was like scary. I will give you that.
But no, it should have been up. It should have
been something.
Yeah, it should have been something else.
It should have been something, but regardless.
Alas.
Fabulous. And once again, bamboozled because we were still on that Rep TV train. Like, and we were riding hard.
We were riding hard.
But the clock had me going like, okay, that's Rep.
Yeah.
Because
because of the choker.
Yes.
Because of the clock. I mean...
I'm sorry, what do you mean the clock worked and was moving?
That was the thing. And like, should we even seen that video? The backstage, she's talking to Tree. She's like, do you need to fix my watch or my what'd she say? Choker necklace, something. You post, oh my god, okay, so you posted this video of her and Lana, but all the way at the end, it was like the last 10 seconds, she's talking to Tree, she's like, do you need to reset my watch, reset the watch, is it okay? And Tree's like, nope, it's perfect, it's midnight. No. And everyone's like, I feel like you shouldn't have seen this. No, because it was so cute, they're like fixing each other's makeup and stuff.
Right, of course, I'm like the two queens together.
Queens. Everyone in the comments was like, I feel like I shouldn't have seen this. Like, this was like too real of a moment that like shouldn't have been captured. Like, it was
have to go back.
The fact that she's like, all right, it's at midnight when she's just about to walk on the carpet, and then throughout the night in pictures you see it moving.
Right. Right, which led everyone to believe that maybe something was happening at midnight.
Right.
I mean, this was post announcement and everything.
Yeah. No, I know. I thought I was gonna wake up and she was gonna drop like.
So did I.
Something. Even
More
like she didn't post. I mean, granted, I'm sure she was partying it up. She was partying.
Post Grammys party.
Post Grammys party. But I thought she'd maybe post like, thank you for making history. Like, I don't know.
Right.
She didn't even post like, but I'm sure that will happen.
No, so true. We'll get there.
We will get there.
Maybe should we talk about like her and Lana and Jack and just how cute they are?
Yes.
Just have to touch on it since we're back in our Lana gig. Like, she just looks so baby doll elegant.
Yes.
But they both exuded their own different definition of elegance with their outfits.
Love that.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I felt, you know, Taylor's was a very, and I always hate when people compare her to this, but it gave me such a Evelyn Hugo vibe.
Yeah.
Like, the dress was like straight up Evelyn Hugo.
Yeah,
like,
I get that.
Star, old-timey with the, like you said, the corset, just like the shape of the dress gave me like elegant old-time, and then the Lana's was just like this baby doll.
Yeah, I know.
Elegant. Like, I just love that style too.
I love Lana's like hair and glam always too. Like, I don't know, something about it just like fits her, and it like is her aesthetic.
The fact that she's a woman that just can pull off dark colors.
Yeah, that's true.
Her bangs were in her face.
So
the
true,
hair was down.
exactly.
She's in full black.
Yes.
With like a black headpiece or like a head bow.
Yes.
And she looks fabulous.
She looks fabulous. I know.
And
I just love them. The gloves.
The gloves this year.
Yeah. And true.
They both have the fan.
True. I saw some post about the gloves, and it was like taking the gloves off or something like you're ready to fight after she announced the album, which we're getting a sense of maybe what it could be about. We have no idea.
Okay.
But like, she wore it the whole night until she announced.
Okay.
And it's just interesting. And then it's also like, it means that you're concealing something, that you're hiding a secret. And then when she announced it, they were off.
Ew.
You know?
Like, who are, like, this is
I
I
know.
people that are crazy.
I know, and it's like, does she know that, or is it just a happy accident?
But there's like,
I know.
when it comes to Taylor and her Easter
You
egg
gotta
and the
think she knows
outfit, it's like
everything.
you gotta think it was purposeful.
I agree.
Okay. Should we move on to pop album of the year? Was it
God,
pop album or
sure.
song?
That was it. Yeah.
She won pop album.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, that's what we have to move on to.
Okay.
Can you imagine, before we even get there, Taylor's sitting in her seat, and she is thinking to herself, if I win this right now, I'm about to drop the biggest truth bomb in, like, forever.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I don't, then, like, I don't, and hopefully they get it later. And then, like, once again, if not.
I know. This is what I don't understand. Like you said before, was she told she was going to win something?
Right. Because I feel like, wasn't that like before our, like, what we used to rely on, where it's like, there's no way Taylor's just showing up to show up. Like, she's probably winning something.
Right, because that didn't happen last year. We thought it was for sure All Too Well Song of the Year, and she didn't.
Wow.
We were like, there's no way she
But now she's just in, like, she's back in her, right, I always say it's like this new thing of her just being out and about, because she used to back in the day, but like now she's out and about, Taylor.
Yeah.
So maybe she is more likely to just come to the important things.
Yeah.
Even if she doesn't win.
Also, like the Golden Globes, we thought she was going to do. They made that new category that was like box office hit or something.
Right, and
we're
she
like,
was there.
Yeah.
And didn't win. But anyway, our girlie wins her 13th Grammy, pop album of the year.
Yep.
Midnight's.
Well deserved.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
Her coming back.
Yeah.
Her, like, bringing back of pop, of herself, of, like, what she truly loves.
Yeah.
And she wins her 4th. I'm sorry, I'm not there yet. Oh my God.
No, I know. That was
But she wins a pop album, her 13th Grammy.
I know. And what an album to make it. What a year to make it the 13th. It's just like, I don't even know what else to say. I love that she does show up because she makes it a party.
Yeah.
Like, I love seeing her party it up, dance, sing along.
Can we talk about that?
Yes.
So I had texted you this, and I want, like, other people to have put in the thought. What do the other audience members think when Taylor is the only person standing dancing for an artist?
Yeah.
Part of me wants to be like, respect, love it. Like, she is, no matter who it is, she is going to be up there dancing and like having the best time of her life.
Yeah.
The other half of me is knowing that if I were sitting there and like everybody else is sitting down, I'm sitting down uncomfortable, maybe we're eating, who knows what's going on, and this 5'11" woman is blocking my view
In heels.
Yeah. Of Tracy Chapman and Luke Combs singing Fast Car.
You know what I would do? Stand up. Right? Like, it's just like a concert. I feel like it's at a concert, like, I don't know, concert etiquette. Like, I just feel like because you're an artist, and I guess she's like, she is the biggest artist in the world, like, this is her concert that she's going to. Like, she's seeing the biggest artist, the top music of the year, and this is, like, the time to see it live. I feel like you gotta have a party. I don't know. Right. The drinks are flowing.
That's so funny. No, I'm on the other camp. I'm like,
sit down. I know.
Sit down.
I get it. I do. So, while she's winning for Pop Album of the Year.
Her 13th Grammy. We're all expecting a Taylor's version announcement. And then she's just like standing there playing with her Grammy. Yeah. She's like, you know, I've been holding on to the secret for the last 2 years. And even when she said that, I'm like, it's still Rep TV. Like, you've been working on it for a while.
I think that was the moment that I got off the couch and went like this close to the TV, because I was like, bitch, what are you talking about? But even still, I'm like, okay, you plan these out, so you know what's coming next. But it was so weird to me, because then I'm like, the gears are gearing where you usually are in a 2-year cycle.
Right.
That's what got me.
See, my gears weren't gearing. My tear ducts were like filling.
Tearing? Yeah.
They were tearing.
Yeah.
And as soon as she started saying like a secret that I've held on for 2 years, like the hype was, because I was like, oh shit, we are getting something. Yeah. You know, like if she were to just go into straight like thank you, whatever. Okay, we like, she's saving it for album of the year. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. But no, she started her little monologue. Yeah. Talking about this 2-year secret. Yep. The tears are beginning to fill. Yes. And then she goes into my brand new album. Yeah. And like that's where I lost it.
That's where the crowd lost it, because she like had to take a step back, because she was like the name is, or like something, and I was like,
you can't just drop a brand new, the words brand new album, right, brand new, totally, and then not expect to have to like take a pause.
No. Those words uttered,
no.
It was too much. Like we were all expecting my version of. Yes. Those were the 3 words we were waiting for.
Yes.
Like, not brand new album.
No, it's right now, living in this moment and like reliving.
I'm
feeling Midnights. No, like I'm like flashbacking to the Midnights announcement when we were just kind of shook.
I know.
And like this is, guys, like this is just really extra special for us and like full circle, because our kicking our ass into starting this YouTube video was her announcing Midnights' new album. Yeah. And to now already have like our 2nd new Taylor album we get to react to together on this account.
Oh my god.
I know. It's just
so amazing.
It's been a world for us. It's been a whirlwind of 24 hours.
It really, when you put it like that, that's insane.
Right?
No, that really kicked our asses into gear.
Kicked our asses into gear, and it might be kicking our asses into gear to start some other things too. So she gives it to us.
She gives it to us. What does she give us?
The fucking 4-word title?
Which like I still can't wrap my mind
around.
That's
I'm like, can you say it? Because
the Tortured Poets Department. It's not the Dead Poets. It's the department. It doesn't roll off the tongue for me.
No, it throws me.
It's either the Dead Poets Society, the Tortured Poets Society.
Right. The Tortured
We'll get there.
Department.
Wild. Like, that, I know I still...
And then she goes, I'm sorry, like, I know we're still gathering, but then she goes, okay, like, I guess I'm gonna have to go, like, drop the cover art, like, backstage.
Right. She's like, yeah, like, right now. What? And it was up by the time I even went to my phone.
No, we were sprinting.
Oh my god. No, the fact that, like, I shared this story to you today, but, like, the fact that there was a little lull, and it was, like, coming up on the Grammys, and it was 5 people. I didn't really know, like, I'm not well versed. I was like, all right, I'm good to just switch over to a different channel.
For now.
That was my first mistake. The fact that I had all of my friends texting me, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and my phone's up here, and I just see, like, all the different texts coming through, and I was like, something's happening, flip it over, I need to be in my own.
That was brave of you.
If I opened my phone, and someone was like, she announced a new album, or Rep TV, like, that moment, not that it'd be taken from me, but like it would be taken from me. I need to experience it with my own eyes and ears and my body as whole. So that's all I had to say. It was just like very chaotic.
No, but I love that for you, because then you got to experience it and like in your own real time.
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay.
now we need to go on and discuss every single possible thing that comes to our brain
Yes.
about this album.
Please. There's so many things.
There's so
many things. We have questions. We have things that popped in our heads. Things that we've
You're so
seen. Let's discuss.
Let's discuss. Okay, we gotta start with the name.
Gotta start with the names.
Okay,
Such
so
a good
as you're
point.
saying, the Tortured Poets Department,
Yes.
which you had already mentioned, it gives us a very similar run-on of the Dead Poets Society.
Yeah.
Which to me just gives me, and I feel like a lot of us were thinking it right away hearing the title, like this idea of these misfits or these like people that,
Yeah.
I don't want to use the term outcast because like in the movie of like the Dead Poets Society, it was like the idea of like, I feel like these young men and like being able to feel comfortable and liking what they like. It's like them finding themselves. I haven't seen it in years, guys, so like,
I
honestly,
haven't seen it. I'm so sorry. I was
You've
about
never
to.
seen
No,
it?
it's
Honestly,
really
it's
bad.
devastating. Don't do it.
I was gonna watch it today, honestly, just to get well
It's
versed.
good. No, you have to.
I have to see it. It's definitely a movie that like you need to see.
I think they learned that there used to be, or like it was like this secret hidden society like of the Dead Poet Society that the boys start up again, but I think it's all about, you know, their parents wanting them to do something different than what they want to do, them finding their career, you know, like being comfortable in yourself, which is all about Taylor,
Right.
and what she tries to like portray to people, and is like really her like driving factor is just like loving who you are and what you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But definitely went on a tangent there. I don't know how I'm bringing this full
No.
circle, but
No, I mean it's reminiscent of that title, and
Yes.
which I don't think is a coincidence.
no.
And I feel like there's a lot of things that are also not coincidences when it comes to this title.
No,
Like
I know.
the biggest one being.
Go for it.
Okay. So as we know, she went through a little bit of a life change in the last year. It was literally like not even a year ago, where
yet, no.
her and Joe Alwyn broke up, and you know, in his work experiences, he was doing some interview with Paul Mescal
Okay.
and Andrew Scott, other actors in the industry, and topic came up that they have a group chat called the Tortured Man's Club.
Tortured Man's Club. Interesting.
Interesting.
It's just like it's just a parallel. It's just interesting.
It's just interesting.
Not much
like,
else you can really say about it.
No, it's just like that name itself rubs me the wrong way.
Right.
You're a tortured artist. Like,
I was gonna say
got
that.
it, but
Cool.
like, I don't know. I just feel like there's some things that just feel like remain a secret.
It's that early. I'm not gonna like this is. I don't know Paul Mescal. I don't know the Scott man. I really don't know Joe, so I don't want to generalize them all together.
Totally.
But like, it's giving me Jake Gyllenhaal vibes. It's giving me
Exactly.
as you said, like tortured artist.
Yes.
Like, oh, I feel my work. It gives me anti-hero Jack line that I'm not.
Oh, I feel like everybody is an art bro lately.
Right, and we just judged them on the hill.
Just judging on the hill.
It's giving me very much that vibes, or
Yeah.
like there's another one, isn't it? Like talk about your famous baby,
Oh,
like
totally.
that type
Yep.
of situation.
Yeah,
Not the best vibes.
Not the best. No,
So
not
I'm
the best.
loving if this is like a play on from that.
Yeah.
Like I love that.
Same.
And I feel like tying in with that, I know we're skipping to dates, but since it all goes together, I feel like we should bring up the fact that 2 years ago is when Jack dropped that You're Losing Me was written.
Yeah.
Was that, did you fact check that? Because I'm going off of what you
Yeah.
fact checked. Okay.
Yeah. No, because that was the date heard around the world when he was like, we wrote this 2 years ago.
Right, the 20, like, December
2022,
5th,
yeah.
21.
21. Yeah, right.
Actually, that's the date I'll never forget. It was December 5th, 2021.
And it's like, why would you share that? Like, what
pot were you trying to stir?
What pot were you stirring? Why is that important to us? Like, why should we keep that in the back of our minds? And it was
100%.
there, and it stayed there.
It stayed there.
Until it's in the forefront
Stayed
right
there.
now.
Dust collecting.
Literally, I stayed there.
I stayed there. I think just to round up the whole Joe Alwyn of it all, it's just an interesting coincidence it's been 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years ago is when You're Losing Me was written, but yet they did not break up until
Right.
6-ish months ago from this current date.
Right.
I'm just throwing out a random number there. I don't know if it was actually
No, it
6
was like
months.
February.
Oh,
So
wow, so like
it
a
was
year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Time flies. Like,
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So just all of that is very interesting.
yeah.
And then just more, there's still so much more on the name.
There's so much on the name. Like, the Tortured Poets Department. Yeah.
Sorry, no.
No, please.
I was just gonna say, I had this weird theory, and it's not going to, like, it doesn't matter, but now that you're saying it as a department, and Taylor has been calling herself the chairman of the Tortured Poets, like, department, like, I feel like this is a huge featured album, or like a huge thing. Okay, all probably are thinking this, yeah.
Yeah.
But like something heavily done with other people who are considered like tortured poets, which to me is Lana, Jack, Aaron, like the crew.
Yeah, the department of it all really, it's, you don't see one person in a department. You don't see the chairman of one person. Like, that is, I don't want to say a giveaway, but it really makes you think, is this going to be a fully collab album or just like multiple features?
Well, that's what I love about Taylor and I love about like us and like her Swifties craziness. Is like any person just on the side of the road that loves Taylor Swift, it's like, love it, the tortured poets department, cool, can't wait for the album.
Yeah.
We hear it and we're like, department?
Totally.
There's more people.
Right.
There's more things going on.
Absolutely. What does that mean? Because that word is not, it could have just been like torture poet.
But it's like also,
I don't know.
to tie in then with the rest of what we're saying about this title, it's very significant to me that in the possibility of this being a hugely featured album, it's not just a single name. There's a lot more word, you know, like, it's not a single word title.
Right. Right. And also like having poets, like plural poets.
Tortured poet.
It's not like tortured poet department. It's plural. There's an S.
Oh my gosh.
There's multiple poets.
Like the things you need to pay attention to
Exactly.
when you're dealing with Taylor.
Exactly. Ah! Another thing I wrote down was the street style that she gave us over the summer was very academia.
Ooh.
It was very street style,
You're right, like the
loafers,
skirts.
Oxford. I mean, that's what I'm giving today because that means something. Like it always does. The braid, I mean, again, we talked about the braid, but like the little shifts that people think you're crazy for picking up on, then you find out you're not so crazy. I love when she validates us.
No, I love that, and I love that you brought up the word shifts because always her feed shifts to the era that we are thinking we're about to enter. And like, did she dupe us? Were we duped? Because once again, it was like a darker, the black and white, but I'm sorry, we didn't even talk about the fact that it's a white themed album.
Yes.
It's a white era.
It's the white emoji. Like I was thinking, what emoji are we getting? It's white.
It's white.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's just,
I know.
and like as we're in our bridal era, I'm sorry, she decided she wants to put out a white era album.
I know. For some reason, it's giving me like we're not gonna have a song to walk down the aisle.
No, I know.
But you know, maybe we can hold out hope. We can hold out hope.
You never know.
You never know.
A tortured poet writes about a lot of different
Maybe
feelings.
it's a sad thought.
Maybe.
No, so true.
You know, like you can be tortured poet, but still be tortured in love.
So true.
But I do fear we are not getting any songs we're walking down the aisle
No.
in this album.
And you know
okay.
what? That's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. There are some of my favorite
We're
songs
good.
that are set bops. Of course.
We're good.
Yeah.
Then I guess if we're sticking on to the style of like academia, this was not, I put it in there, was not for me, but ties along with you noticing that Thrifty Swifty on TikTok had posted about her over the last 2 years hinting about a book. And the bonus track is called Manuscript.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
So, but like, so the All Too Well book that she decided to change that into, like, was that a hint to this eventual album?
Yeah.
Are we still getting some type of book? Is she releasing a book of poems?
Well, that brings me to the fact that in this lovely thing, I don't even know what to call it. It was like the bundle. We ordered it. I don't know what it was, but we both ordered it last night. It comes with a bookmark.
I didn't see that.
So,
And those patches, like,
Yeah.
they were hidden.
yeah, no, I saw them. So, a bookmark for what? It, obviously, like, she sells a lot of merch that's, like, you know, just in the vibes, but I don't know. It makes you think.
But also manuscript.
Manuscript.
Can be a book. Can be also like the movie.
Well, that's another theory, is that people are talking about, it's been 2 years since we got word of this movie.
Ooh.
Could this be the soundtrack to the movie? Could this, like, this title sounds like a movie.
Right.
There's a lot going on in the world right now. Follow
many
along.
things.
But it's all theories because we don't know anything. But there's just so many, like, exciting things. Like, I just, like, can't wrap my mind around
I
it.
know.
The fact that we don't know, but one day we will know.
The fact that we
alarms me.
have nothing but the cover art right now.
I know.
We don't even have track lists. And the little tidbit we need to read and, like,
Yes.
break down
Yes.
exactly what she posted.
Yes.
But back to this cover art.
Yes.
Like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
How naughty are you, Taylor?
So sensual.
Would you ever
No.
in a million years be thinking Taylor Swift is posting herself laying on a bed in, like, pajamas, like skimpy pajamas, as a cover art?
No, but the fact that I didn't even write this down, but I just thought about it today.
No, tell me.
It's too
Like,
much. No, it's actually, I fear it's gonna fuck you up.
no.
What other cover art is reminiscent of only half of her face being shown?
Like 1999.
Yeah. That's what this is giving me. She has half that face in there, and she has that quote, and it was like such a big theme of that album where she was like, it's the mystery of you can't see my eyes, you don't know what this is about. Like, right? You know what I'm talking about.
I know
like,
what you're talking about.
It's so much better. Yeah.
Well, she didn't want people to know it was like a fully happy album.
Exactly.
Or like, I remember you saying that to keep people guessing.
Exactly.
No.
And it's weird that this is, not that it looks like a Polaroid, but there's some shaping there.
Yes.
Right?
That, but I will say I'm also, and this is going into my, excuse me. First of all, I'm looking back at this cover art. You're so bright.
Right?
Like half of her face is out.
Yeah.
My other thing is some of the other photos that they're posting, like at least right now, Taylor Swift's actual photo art is giving me Midnight's pictures. Like Midnight's era vibe picture.
I totally see that.
You know, like that is a photo we got from the Midnight's era.
I agree. It's like that 70s looking.
So to me, it's interesting. How is this a connection? Is this completely an offshoot? Because going into now there may be a confirmation on what the type of album this is, but when I saw rumors that it was like synth pop.
I saw that too.
Right, I don't know. Somebody said it was confirmed. I don't know if that's actually true or not.
Yeah, I don't
at
even
the
know where
moment.
you see that.
But when I saw the album cover, when I saw the name, and when she did everything, I was like, this is her continuing her Folklore Evermore feeling and like songwriting without it being exactly the same.
Okay.
Like it just felt like it was an extension, because to me, like, her most poetic lyrics are Folklore Evermore. So if you're going, everyone has their own opinion.
Yeah.
Listen, tomorrow you ask me and it'll be read. Like
100%.
But
I know.
Objectively,
yeah,
her most beautifully written songs were Folklore and Evermore. And if you're going to label an album,
yeah,
the Tortured Poets Department, you better be a fucking poet in that album, in those lyrics.
I totally agree. I think the name is what's throwing me off versus the cover itself, because it's, I don't know if you've seen this, someone compared it to, I will have to go back and find it, I do not have it readily available, but the day that she decided to post that picture from tour, she is wearing that.
Ooh.
That looks just like,
oh my gosh.
yeah. Yeah. So that's interesting.
Ooh, people are good.
People are really good. What she's wearing doesn't scream Folklore Evermore to me, obviously.
No.
It's giving...
No, but it screams this isolation.
Mm.
I don't know
Tortured.
why. Like, it screams like, this tortured isolation.
Yeah.
Which is why now I'm
isolation.
making the connection where I'm like, could this be an extension of Midnight's?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't mean it in the theme. I don't mean it in that, but just like, I don't know, in the idea or the vibe of where she was in that moment of writing the songs.
Yes. Well, it's always intrigued me why Midnight's has had such a long rollout, and obviously we've been in the Eras tour, so it's like, makes sense that she's just putting out whatever.
Right.
But the fact that we had Midnight's and it was seen as a pop album, like, so fun, just throughout the rest of her life, whatever. And then slowly but surely we're getting these sadder songs, we're getting Hits Different, which is like, what is that about?
Right.
Like, you know,
Totally.
we get You're Losing Me, only to find out when it was recorded. But if this is like the finality of the stuff she was talking about with Midnight's with Joe, that's torture.
No, totally.
And like a continuation of stuff in Midnight's. Yeah. Obviously, we'll never know. We're just two girls.
Right. My other theory, now that I'm thinking about it, how fucking awesome would this be if it were just like a whole bunch of like half-written poems that she's had throughout her time and her life in these eras that she was experiencing, like in her journals that she created into an album.
So what, like spoken word?
No, no. I think they're going to be full-fledged songs, but I think similar to like the Reputation poem, or like what This Love was a poem, like to her a poem, like I think these songs are going to be very much like take away the music. It started as a poem, take away the music, it can be a poem. It kind of ties or tracks for me if she's been going through her journals, and I feel like we've had that question before. What came first? The journals inspired Midnight's, Midnight's is inspired, and so she went back through the journals. Right. Was this album then from going back through those journals for Midnight's and finding these old poems that she wrote at certain times in her life, or maybe she just wrote a shit ton of poems when she was at a sad point with Joe? Yeah. How long can we be the sad song? Right. You know, so like maybe they're just a whole bunch of poems. I don't know, but then where does the other possible players play into this? Is it going to be
Yeah.
her fully writing all the lyrics?
Yeah.
Is it a collaboration?
Well, of course, we don't know, obviously, if
I know.
anybody's even involved.
No, totally. But if
But-
there are other players, how does that play into
Correct.
it? Not like, is this autobiographical?
Totally.
I can never get that word.
Yeah, I know.
Autobiographical?
I know.
Or her making up stories?
Yeah. So I was looking back today to see if there was weird wording of like the new album or like whatever. But she in her post, I think it just says new album.
Okay.
The whatever it's called. At
The
this
poets,
point.
we're gonna call it the Dead Poets Society.
But it's her on the cover art, and she
Yeah.
did say in her speech, "My new album, my brand new album." So I was thinking if she just omitted like "my" or whatever, then it could be seen as it's just an album that she's on. Honestly, I have to say, when she brought up Lana, obviously she was going to bring up Jack, but when she won Album of the Year, I started freaking out because I thought she was going to say, and these are my collaborators on...
Fuck, that would have been good.
That's what I thought. I was like, why else would she bring her up?
Right. Maybe just because she was on the album.
Yeah,
and she was there.
I know there's
like,
a lot of discourse about it,
I
so
know.
I am not mad about it. But
That would have been good.
yeah, I was like, oh, I knew it. And John's like, what? Like, I was like, shut. And then like 5 minutes later, he's like, what did you know? I was like,
They always have to ask the questions. Like, I can't tell you now.
No.
Let me reenact me
Okay.
reading this last note that Kara put.
Thank you. That was the reaction I was expecting. One last connection to Midnights is, of course, Dear Reader.
No, that's just like fucked up.
It's too much. Like, she wrote this song and said in something, I forget what it was, but she was like, this song is for the people who read my lyrics. And now you're literally having a song called Dear Reader as, it's like so hard to say what is the last song of Midnights.
True.
But to then what is the word? Predecess?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
The Dead Poets Society, whatever it's called. To have that be the last song that's like right before this new album, all about poetry,
No, just
is too much.
all about reading the whole, like you said, the academia, the
Yeah.
book hints of it all.
Yep.
It's just too much.
Yep.
Where do we go next?
I feel like the date.
Ooh, oh my god, I
Yeah,
forgot
I
about
know.
that part already.
I know.
No, date.
The date.
April 19th.
Which, again, thank God it's not your
No,
bachelorette.
we could not be more blessed because my bachelorette is in April.
When those words were uttered.
It didn't even click to me.
Oh my God.
It did not click to me in the moment until afterwards where I was like, hold on, wait, let me check. Like,
Yep.
obviously I know when my bachelorette is,
Yep.
but we were scared. My bachelorette was this close to being hijacked to being a full-on Taylor Swift reaction.
Right. There's just some interesting things that, of course, the people on the internet found about the date April 19th.
Of course, I couldn't do it, so
really-
they are going to.
No. It's just really interesting that that is the date that started the American Revolution. It's like, why do these things make sense?
I know.
How do they make sense?
Like, this is where I want to say, like, people are crazy and it's no coincidences are coincidences.
But you're telling me Miss Americana won over the London Boy?
No. It just makes so much sense. It makes no sense.
Exactly.
It's a Morse code.
It's like I picture her in bed like after and she's like, oh, that's funny. Like, didn't even put that together, but like, damn, that works.
She's like, they got me.
What? Of course, it's also National Cat Lady Day.
Cute.
Yeah, I know. So you gotta celebrate.
I gotta celebrate.
And it's National Poetry and the Creative Mind Day.
Now that makes sense.
That makes sense.
That's what's gonna do it. Anything else about the date?
I don't think so. Oh, just that it's so close.
Oh my god, you're so right.
Yeah. Who
No,
would've
okay, I'm
thought?
saying, and the fact that like February is so short,
So true.
and then it's March, April.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. There's 73 days. I did the math
You
today.
did. We're almost there.
And like, just think about all the stuff we're gonna get in between that. Maybe
No.
we could
So
get nothing.
that okay, so that is gonna tie me back
Okay.
to the downed website and
Yeah.
it was like DPT.
Yes.
321.
Yes.
Like, what do we think this 321 is?
I don't know.
To me, it could be nothing.
Yeah.
It could be, right, like, I'm sure, you know, my first thing's gonna be like March 21st, which
Right.
would make the most sense. So, like, are we gonna get a single? Are we gonna get more information March 21st?
Let's see what day of the week that is. That is a Thursday, so that would be interesting.
A little announcement before Friday.
Right. That is
Just saying,
interesting.
because, like, why are you putting 321 there?
Right.
And it mean nothing.
Right. But if you're having the DPT backwards when you assume it's 1, 2, 3.
I do, but
But
December 3rd or January 23rd, and we already passed those.
Yep. Right.
Unless she's predicting for
I know.
next year.
I know.
Too much. Okay. You want to talk about the use of poetry in her songs.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have to. Like, I think
It has to be talked about.
it has to be discussed. Like, poetry is obviously a huge theme throughout her lyrics, her life. But the first thing that popped into my head was the line from Sweet Nothing. Of course, on the way home, I wrote a poem.
Yes.
And in that context, it's like, damn, what a mind. Like, your mind is so beautiful. You write these poems. It happens all the time. And now it's like, not that she's like, weaponizing is so not the right word, but like, now she's turning these poems into like the hurt. It's the torture poems. Instead of like,
but I feel like torture can be interpreted in different ways.
I know.
And it
I
also
know, I'm
depends,
just
like, right, who is torture? Like, whomst, if there is any whomsts.
I know.
Could else be on this?
I know.
But that's why it just makes me think it's got to be at, like, maybe then, right, like, down parts of her life, tortured parts. You know? So that's why I'm like, it would make sense that we're all assuming that this could be about the Joe breakup.
Yeah, yeah. I saw a theory that that since obviously we're talking about the department, a lot of people, that it's all people who were wronged by Scooter.
Ooh, I like that.
Isn't that crazy? But like, they obviously have their own labels. Like, I don't know how that works.
Yes.
But like, that's hilarious to me.
Ooh.
I know.
I'm trying to. That's so
I know.
Funny.
I don't
like right people who felt wrong. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I know, it's a lot. The other line, of course, that stuck out was "Take me to the lakes where all the poets go to die."
Yeah.
Which, oh my god.
Not our favorite. No, it's a good one.
What, the lakes?
No, it is. I mean, the lyric of the quote, because that made me think.
Okay.
I'm like, that sounds like a retirement.
Oh, okay.
You know,
okay,
like
okay.
if you're going to point
Yeah,
out
yeah.
that lyric of this, you know, take me to the lakes where all the poets go to die, which is, I'm sure can be interpreted in many ways, like retirement, maybe that's where they lose themselves. Who knows? But, like, I'm sorry. No retirement, please. But
Yeah, no.
That's kind of maybe like the vibe, but I like your interpretation. I feel like you had
From
a
this
different...
morning?
Yes.
Yeah, so I thought about it, because it does kind of remind me, or that song especially too, that like, she's retiring. But I think one from her speech last night, she just wants to keep doing this. She's having so much fun. So
she's had
not
so
going
many
anywhere.
speeches where she's like, as long as like I still have things to write about, I'm still gonna write.
Totally.
So she's not, but
I think what stood out to me was obviously the 4-letter album. There was something else. It just like looks like a little stray away from the traditional eras that we've had. And now she's, you know, we're embarking on the Eras tour. We don't know how this is going to be incorporated.
I know.
But it just seems like she's like, I'm doing whatever the hell I want. No set era. I don't know. I'm just doing my own thing.
Who knows with her?
I don't know.
The other thing that I connected as we were just discussing and talking about poets, which is totally, once again, contingent on the fact that, like, I'm assuming Lana and Jack are involved in this somehow. Yeah. Lana is heavily influenced by poetry and poets. Like, us doing her Paradise, Walt Whitman was, like, a huge inspiration for her.
Yep.
And that's just an interesting little tidbit.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, even Taylor is called out. Like, I was doing some smart Googling today.
Ooh.
And
love a prepared queen.
Love. I was like, Taylor songs that uses poetry. There's just so many, like more than you even know. Like Getaway Car, it was the best of times, the worst of crimes. There is, I mean, even in the Lakes, she says like Wordsworth, which is a poem, a famous poet. Excuse me.
Like, I can't correct you because I don't know.
It's the line that's like, tell me what my word's worth, but it's Wordsworth is a poet. Yeah. There was another one in like The Outside, which was, she was written when she was 12.
Goodbye.
I think, oh well, she used like The Road Less Traveled By or something, which is obviously Frost. Just very clearly influenced by poetry.
Yes, and just loves like English literature.
Exactly. The fact that we can go through all of the scenarios knowing nothing is like, we could be here all day.
Right, and we could be so far off.
We could be so far off. I mean, it's just like Midnight. It's like, it was giving 70s rock.
And we still had no idea.
No.
Still had no clue.
No clue.
Which is that can lead us into what we think the vibe of this
album's
gonna be.
Yes, that's perfect.
So should we start? We get like lyrics?
We got lyrics.
Is it lyrics?
I mean, it rhymes. It rhymes.
That's true.
So I do feel like...
You never know.
You don't. And so I enter into evidence my tarnished coat of arms, my muses acquired like bruises. One thing, it's like when you read it, but you don't even know how the melody is.
I know.
Like, it's so funny. My talismans? I have no idea. And charms, the tick, tick, tick of love bombs, my veins of pitch black ink, all spare in love and poetry.
No,
Sincerely, the chairman of the Tortured Poets Department.
the thoughts that I have
Yeah.
right away.
Right away.
First of all.
Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yep.
And so I enter into evidence. I don't have much thoughts on that.
I do, so, but continue.
Okay. Well, then let's start with that because I don't want to go on to the next one.
Okay. So, I wish I had the screenshot, but in the other thing that we bought, there was something that was like the artifacts or whatever.
Right, and the thing that we bought being that her CD deluxe
Bundle.
bundle.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, with those two words, I would like to present you one of my favorite lyrics. Bridges of all time, if you will. I find the artifacts, cried over a hat, cursed his face that I needed. I trace the evidence, make it make some sense.
Why
I
the wound
know.
is still bleeding.
I know! I held on to that. I know. Isn't that fucked?
No.
That's
it's a new
fucked.
light. It's a new light.
I know.
And I enter into evidence. Oh my god. Right? Like, no, this is, I'm sorry.
I know.
This is a Joe
Mind shift.
breakup, like, thing.
100%.
Now that you're going to say that to me.
I know.
Her evidence of why it wasn't working, her evidence of their miscommunication. Like, here's my side of the story. I enter into
I
evidence.
enter into evidence. We're on trial. No, it's...
Because the world puts you on trial.
Exactly. No. It's way too much.
Okay, because I was going to say, like, the only thing I have is, like, obviously the comparisons of her just relating to and using the term of, like, soldier and fighting so many times.
Yes. Yes.
Front lines don't even ignore
I
me.
know. I know.
I'm the best thing
At this
party. Front lines, don't you ignore me.
Yeah.
Tarnished coat of arms. Like, coat of arms.
I know.
Like, arms is giving me a lyric, but, like, I don't want to confuse that with, I don't know, because my brain's not,
I know.
because we can't do this, okay?
No. But we were just discussing the lakes, and we were saying it off camera, obviously. My muses acquired lake bruises. Take me to the lakes where all the poets go to die.
But also,
Not without my muse.
and her muses are usually her boyfriends. I don't want to say strictly her muses are her boyfriends, but the influence of, like, her eras and her feelings and the vibes of the song.
Right.
The muses.
Right.
My knuckles were bruised like violets in the Great War.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah, no,
That's
thank
all I
you.
get
No,
there.
thank
That's all I
you.
had- that's all I
Thank you.
had to
I'm glad you
contribute.
did. I'm glad you did.
God, this is,
Yeah.
oh my god.
She's like, these, what, 4 lines? And it's
It
6
says so
lines?
much.
It says so much.
No, do you know what stuck out to
Yeah.
me? Love bomb.
Yeah.
That is bad. The
Yeah.
tick, tick, tick of love bomb, right? I'm sorry, I want to get the exact,
No,
love
you're right.
bombs. Love bombing is what most people in toxic, not
I
healthy
didn't even think of love
relationships
bombing.
do. And the tick, tick, tick of it, like, it blows
It's
up.
waiting. Yeah.
It's waiting to blow up. Beginning of relationships, I know I am in
Whole
full body
body
chills right
chills.
now. A lot of times in beginnings of these very toxic relationships, the signs of that person being, like, very toxic and not well is, like, love bombing you. Like, on the first day meeting you, they're like, I love you, like, here's all these gifts. Like, they just go above and beyond of what should be inappropriate, but you get so swept up in it.
Of course.
But eventually it's gonna go off and, like,
Oh,
it's gonna blow up in your face.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about love bombing. I was just
that
picturing
right
the
away.
war of it all. Just like bombs and war and like just things
It
that blow up
can.
in your face, like the Alcott. Like
No,
just-
100%, that could be way, but, like, the use of love and bombing
100%.
together, right, together,
100%.
fucking Pisces.
Oh my god. And honestly, I'm
Pisces
just
Joe.
even looking like, because it was way too much in the top half for me, that I'm just now reading my veins of pitch black ink. You're pouring out your soul. You're writing. You're soul bearing with your ink and your pen and your scribe and your cottage cord. Like,
or, yes, or, like, I'm literally writing with my blood. Like, I'm using,
My
like,
veins,
it's my,
yes.
yes, like, it's,
it runs through.
yes, it's like, right, it's me. Like, through blood, sweat, and tears.
All's fair in love and poetry.
I feel like that's her saying, get the fuck ready. That was a call to arms. That was, like, a call to war.
Yeah, all's fair. This is what I do.
All's fair in love and poetry.
Like, all's
That is
fair in
just-
love and, obviously, because it's love and war.
And we know this, like, obviously this is obvious to us, but also the subtleness of knowing that Taylor loves to take these commonly used phrases
Yes.
and tweak it.
Yes, that's my favorite.
So, like, all's fair in love and war, all's fair in love and poetry, like, that is just prime Taylor.
And it's just like, you gotta think like she's replacing war with poetry, because the war or the poetry is gonna be some sort of
It's the war.
conflict.
It's
Yeah,
the conflict.
Is the war.
Ew.
I know. That's the line that she's using in the caption. That's her bio.
She is, oh my gosh, she's the chairman.
19th. Like, it's so close when you think about it. When you actually think about it.
I know. So from those lyrics, so to me, I was saying, I felt like maybe this was like an extension or
Yeah.
somehow her not exactly duplicating or reduplicating the Folklore Evermore essence and vibe, but like more similarity to it. Like I didn't see this as like a pop album to me.
Yeah.
But who's
Am I know, and it just the 2 years of it all, the fact that she called that out is something to like take note of.
Yes.
Because it's not like she saw the success of Midnights and was like, I'm going to continue with this.
Right.
This is coming off of success of Folklore.
So like she could continue writing.
She could continue writing.
So like, did it get interrupted with Midnights, or was she just like, I can't put out a third Woodvale album?
That's what's so confusing, because it's not like Midnight was a surprise album at all. Like, she was planning that too. So, like,
how many things are you planning, sis?
And she's on tour. Like, how does this happen?
With the re-records.
With the re-records.
I liked your comparison of saying, like, maybe, like, the Alcott vibes, which kind of, I always get this confused, but, like, that is, Aaron Dessner is part of that band.
Yeah, the National.
Right, but he's also part of, like, Big Machine. Or Big Red Machine.
Right.
But I know they're, like, two separate things.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just weird, like, not weird that she had Renegade, she had the Alcott.
Like, maybe it's like a Renegade I would die.
I would die. And it's not, like, it's what I was gonna say was, it's not weird that we got these one-off songs, because, like,
no.
At that point, she was like, I'm just gonna do whatever I want.
Right, she's probably, like, supporting the friends out here.
Right.
Like, they supported me with my album, I'm giving back.
That vibe.
That was too much.
Because those stories are very reminiscent, and, like, we were confused when those came out.
Yes, and even, like, the Alcott is this, once again, like, this theme of, like, isolation, or this theme of a cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
Which is what the Alcott was.
Yeah, that's what, it's like a small cottage. It's
right.
Like what it means. I don't know. Obviously, we have more questions than answers.
Yeah.
At this point, but I think we have even more questions. Did we hit?
I think we hit most of the questions besides what does this mean for tour?
Exactly.
And I will say, it's like, I mean, my brain was not going to be, like, spot on after finding out this information, but the first words out of Jake's mouth was, what does this mean for tour?
And it's a great question.
That's a great question. Thanks for stressing me out with that.
Correct. And, like, I would like to take this opportunity. You have had your moment in announcing that you are going to Ireland.
I have had my moment.
You have had your moment. But I would like to, like, bring another moment to us.
Go ahead, bring the moment.
That we are going to a show in Vancouver in December.
There's no words that can be said.
There's no words.
So we will be there to see what the hell she does.
Exactly.
Part of me wants to think but who knows, because it's Taylor. But, like, how can you just, I know. As I'm saying it, I'm like, it's Taylor.
I know.
But how can you just, like, switch up your entire set tour when you're already maxing at, like, 3 hours, 44 songs?
I know.
You keeping Long Live in there, you're adding, like, so to me, is all gonna be, like, surprise songs?
So that's what I saw also. If it is, in fact, a collab album, or mostly collabs or whatever, leave those for surprise songs and then have these people come in.
Yes.
It could be surprise songs, could be added, who knows.
So we are so excited to just continue learning things, figuring things out. Like, when are we gonna get a track list?
We didn't even say that there's 17. There's 16 with a bonus track called the manuscript.
You
said
we
that.
Got one
16.
track.
Like, I don't know. At my first thought, when I saw the title, I don't know why I got preconceived notions, but I was like, this sounds short. Like, it could be like an EP. Like, I don't know. I just thought maybe like poems, like.
To me, which is once again a falsity. I was gonna say, like, I was like, well, maybe this is just like an interlude era. Like, you know, nothing too big, nothing too crazy. Can't compare that to Midnights, because Midnights is the longest era we've ever, like, technically been in.
Oh my god.
So it just keeps coming back to Midnights. But I honestly at first thought too, I'm like, oh, it's a cute little, like, interlude before we get rep and debut.
That's what I thought. But no, 16. That is a long ass album. Like, we won't be here.
As far as we could know, like, 2 months later, we forget about it, and, like, she does release rep. Like, it could get, like, the Speak Now treatment.
People are literally saying, like, she could just announce it or just drop it. Not announce.
Right.
Oh my
God. So we're just, like, so excited for this journey to continue.
Oh my god.
Like, we'll be trying our best to keep you all updated.
Yes. I know this was chaotic, obviously.
As always. Thanks for gossiping. Once again, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share to your friends in case they want to just join along on all the tailored gossip and the things that we can talk about and the theorizing. Yes. Follow us on Insta. I feel like we're very talkative and active on there. We love talking to you guys, so follow us on there, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.